Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Great. As we finished with unit number 1 yesterday, today we will be starting with unit number 2. Okay. Just give me 1 second. As I said, we'll be starting with unit number 2 today. The name of the unit is What Do You Do? What do we mean by what do you do?
आप क्या करते हो?
आप क्या करते हो? Very good. That's the meaning. Okay. Now here in this unit, we are going to look at different kind of jobs that people take up. The first thing that we have over here is the part-time jobs that students take up in the United States. Okay. Isha, I want you to read the first three, and then Sureka ma'am, I want you to read the last three. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
How to
Usher.
pronounce this word?
Usher. The word is usher. Hmm.
Okay. Usher and waiter, team assistant.
Tutor. Okay, that's tutor and team assistant.
Tutor.
Very good.
To
Surekha ma'am.
server fitness instructor.
Yeah, ma'am, your voice is not audible clearly. I guess there is some network issue. Please check once. It's caregiver,
Okay.
server, and then
Caregiver, server, instructor. Yes.
fitness instructor. Very good. Okay, now usher is the person in. If you guys remember that long time back when we had physical tickets in theaters or paper tickets in theaters, there used to be a person, correct, who used to check our tickets and tell us which seat or where our seat is, correct, or which seat is accommodated to us. So that person is called usher. Okay, torch के साथ होता था ना वो, if you guys remember.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Then we have tutor. Tutor is of course a person who teaches according to their subject expertise. Then we have a team assistant. Team assistant is a person who helps sports teams or coaches in managing the teams. Okay. Then we have a caregiver. Caregiver is the person who takes care of senior citizens. Yeah. It's different than nurse. Nurse also takes care of medicines, but caregiver, they just take care of the patients. They just are there with the patient or senior citizen, not necessarily patients, but senior citizens. Okay. And server is nothing but a waiter, what we call in India. Okay. And then we have a fitness instructor. Fitness instructor is the person who helps people with fitness activities. Okay. Now I want you to look at the jobs which are given on the screen and tell me which jobs are easy and which are difficult according to you and why. ठीक है? ईशा you can start.
इसी का ही बोलना है मैम.
हाँ हाँ इनमें से ही बोलना.
मैम मुझे कोई टफ नहीं लग रहा है.
Yeah, you can say that. Put it in an answer. Frame the sentences in English. Okay.
टीम असिस्टेंट.
Hmm.
और मुझे स्टार्टिंग से बोलना है.
No, you just have to list which jobs you feel are easy and which jobs you feel are difficult. You will list them accordingly.
Okay. I feel that team assistant is very difficult job. We
Okay.
have to manage people,
Mm-hmm.
and all people has different mindset. So sometimes it's difficult to manage them.
Hmm. People have. Okay. Very good. Yeah. Sureka ma'am, what about you? What do you think?
Uh, I think fitness instructor is difficult job
Mm-hmm.
because the people according I think
That's fine. There is no right or wrong answer over here.
yes. Because it is difficult to initially start the whichever fitness goal you have, and then
Mm-hmm.
gradually we have built up that is a difficult part I think because some people are religiously follow the rules, and some peoples are not.
Some people do not. Okay. Understood. What is your opinion? Are these good jobs for students? Because we are looking at part-time jobs which students take up. Now, when we talk about part-time jobs that students take up, you might feel कि India में तो कोई job लेता नहीं है part-time jobs. When students are there, they only study. Correct? But in foreign countries, when you go to foreign countries, once the students enter universities मतलब हम जो college बोलते हैं, let's say
college.
first year, second year, okay? Once the students enter universities, they start doing some kind of part-time jobs. Okay, most of the campuses allow 20 hours of work. Some campuses even allow more. Okay. Now, most of the times, the students have to work on the campus itself. Sometimes they can go and work outside the campus also. Now, you might say, why do they need to work? There are different factors involved. Okay. Sometimes they just have to work to support their pocket money. Sometimes they work to support their tuition fees also, their college funds also. If the
Yes.
parents are not well off, okay, because of course the cost of living is very high over there, which we know. And sometimes
Yes.
they just work to take care of their pocket money, to take care of their extra funds, and sometimes just for exposure also. When you start working at an early age, you know how things work around you. You get into that discipline. Okay. That is the reason students pick up some kind of a part-time job. They work only for 2, 3 hours, but they will still work 2, 3 hours in a day, I'm
Yes.
saying. Sometimes they might only work on weekends. Okay, but still they will work. They will take up some kind of job. Okay. Even
Yes.
if they're studying. It's not like India कि आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो तो सिर्फ पढ़ाई करो. It's not like that. They still have to work. And it's a good habit, I feel so. It should be in India
Yes.
also, but unfortunately we do not. But only plus point that I would say over there is the minimum wages are very, very high in foreign countries. Whereas in India, the minimum wage, we don't have a minimum wage, I would say. And even if
Yes.
any students plan to take up a part-time job, the funds or the fee, the salary that they will receive is very less comparatively. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be just chiller in front of what they get over there. So that's the only
Yes.
con I
Yes.
would say. But yeah, it exposes you to how the things work, how you're supposed to manage people. It teaches you people skills. It teaches you all kind of skills which you need to have once you start working full time, and even if you plan to become an entrepreneur. Okay, so that's where it becomes important, I would say. So now, my next question to you is, what is your opinion? Are these good jobs for students?
Yes.
Okay.
If they are doing for their needs and to be disciplined, or for extra money they want to earn for their living or for fees, that
Mm-hmm.
is good, because we sometime heard from our senior colleagues uh, their
Children.
whatever people are in the foreign, they are studying. Also, they are doing part-time jobs also in a Pizza Hut also, and they are
Exactly.
earning more money for the disciplined life because they have a money.
Hmm.
There is a that is a not problem, but they are not getting from their parents.
Correct.
They want earn, and then they are studying themselves. That is a
Correct.
good thing. I
Exactly.
thought.
Yeah. Once they enter the university, also they don't live with their parents. In foreign countries,
Yes.
they start living on their own. Of course, when they're in college, they live on campus. But once they graduate, they start living on their own. They don't go back home. Okay, that is another thing, of course. Isha, what do you think? What is your opinion?
Yes, ma'am. Uh, Means we people should do part-time job because they can support themselves, and it's create habit for them. And after completing education, for them it's easy to go office. And yes, ma'am.
Start working.
That's it. Yes, start working.
Okay. Now, last question. What are some other jobs that students can take up, except the ones which are given over here? What are some other jobs that students can take up according to you?
Ma'am, Twitter and
Twitter
uh,
means
and another मतलब
means.
teaching jobs
अच्छा teaching. Okay.
they can
Tutor.
do
हाँ तो
part
उसके
time.
अलावा. जो दिए हैं वो
Tutor,
के
tutor.
अलावा।
ओके, उसके अलावा।
हाँ, क्योंकि ये तो यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है ना, तो व्हाट आर द अदर जॉब्स,
Okay.
द वंस व्हिच आर नॉट मेंशन्ड ओवर
ओके, दे कैन मीन्स there are lots of jobs, part-time
हियर। या
jobs,
टेल
like
मी,
they
आई
can
नो देयर
teach
आर मेनी
yoga.
जॉब्स। हम्म
They can teach yoga if
हम्म
they knows, uh,
इफ दे नो।
and they can,
But if they plan to teach yoga, they need to know
uh,
yoga, right? That's
yes,
what.
if they know.
Huh, that's what.
If they,
Now, when we talk about
they have,
students, we need to consider that it should be an easy job where they don't need any kind of expertise, or they possess that kind of expertise, and they won't need any certification. They won't need any kind of license also. Nowadays, to become a fitness instructor, also you need a license. You need a certification. You can't just go ahead and
yes,
become a fitness instructor. But to become a server, you don't need any certification or license. To become an usher, you don't need. For team assistant, again, you don't need. Caregiver, sometimes you will need. That's why we have certified nurses in India. Because if you need to make sure that you are giving any kind of medication to the patient, or he or she is suffering from any kind of physical illness, then you will need to have that expertise. But जहाँ पर you just need to be there with the patient, just give them emotional support. Just make sure that you are helping them with food, making sure that they're eating food on time. इसके लिए हमें कोई certification की जरूरत नहीं है, right? So these kind of jobs we are talking about जो easy हो, जहाँ पर कोई expertise की जरूरत ना हो, जहाँ पर कोई certification, license की जरूरत ना हो. These kind of jobs, which anyone can take up.
hmm,
Sureka ma'am, any jobs that come to your mind?
They can work as in the hotel as a
Mm-hmm.
waiter if they wish. They
Mm-hmm.
can also work in a library for the
Mm-hmm.
book, or as a helper in the or as a receptionist in the hospital, so they can work.
Correct.
Also, they can study with them,
Hmm.
and they can do the part-time job in a BPO also because if they know the English better.
Correct.
Part-time,
Uh, yes. Also,
yes.
the job of babysitting, dog sitting. Dog sitting is also a
Ah,
very good.
babysitting, yes.
Babysitting,
Yes,
dog sitting. ये सारे jobs. Delivery
yes.
person. You don't need any expertise over there.
Yeah, delivery boys. Yes,
Correct. So ये सारे jobs होते हैं. We
yes.
don't we don't have a concept of babysitting for only few hours, but in foreign countries, if you have watched enough movies in English, I would say, there are people who go out and they don't want to take their baby with them, so they allot the babysitter only for 2 hours or 3 hours in a week or in a
Yeah,
month, whenever there is an emergency or wherever they can't take their babies. Correct? For example, if you're going for a funeral, you can't take the baby with you. Correct? So they will allot a babysitter for 2 hours only and 3 hours. In India, we usually have the concept monthly concept, right? If you want to hire someone, we hire them for the whole month. And that's what we call nanny then. कि जो रोज आते हैं, they take care of the baby. Correct.
yes.
So yeah, these kind of jobs, you don't need any kind of expertise over there. Okay, moving to the second part over here. You have a vocabulary exercise over here. This is an easy exercise. You guys can do this exercise for homework. You just need to look at the jobs which are given on the left, and you just need to put them into the correct category. Okay, it's an easy exercise. Do it for homework. Next, over here, you have few parts of sentences given. Okay, you need to connect those sentences and rewrite them in your notebook. Okay, but while you connect the sentences, also observe the sentence structures, how they have been framed, and give a look at the pictures also so that you understand how to frame the sentence. Do it quickly. Tell me once you're done.
I'm done.
Done.
Done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First three sentences, Isha, you can tell me. The last three, Surekha will tell. Okay.
A salesperson sells clothes in a department. Sorry,
In a department store. Correct.
store. Department store.
Hmm.
A chef cook food in a restaurant. A
Cooks
mechanic
food.
fixes.
S है. Cooks food. Read properly. Cooks.
Okay. Cooks food in a restaurant, and a mechanic fixes cars in a garage.
Very good. Surekha ma'am.
खाली स्ट्रक्चर दिले ना शी इज अ सेल्स पर्सन शी सेल्स मी तसं केलंय ऍक्च्युली ही इज अ कारपेंटर
Ah,
and
that's
he
also
builds
fine.
houses in yeah
Hmm.
he is a carpenter. He builds houses in a construction company. Next is
Okay.
he is a reporter. He writes stories for a newspaper. Last is she is a nurse and she cares for a patient in a hospital.
Very good. For patients in hospital. In a hospital. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay. Now, these are the sentence structures that we use in simple present tense, and that is what we are going to look at today. But before that, of course, we'll look at a conversation as usual. Okay, I want you
Okay.
guys to quickly read the conversation. There is Jason and Andrea that we have over here. Isha, you can be Jason, and Sarika ma'am, you can be Andrea. The pronunciations I've
Yes.
already told you. You get that.
Where do you work, Andrea?
I work at the Thomas Cook Travel.
Oh, really? What do you do there?
I am a guide. I take a people on the tours to
Mhm,
countries in
mhm.
a South America,
Wait,
like a
wait.
Peru.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah,
read
sorry.
properly. I take people on tours to countries in South America like read
Peru.
again.
Yeah. I am a guide. I take people on tours to countries in a South America, like Peru.
Very good.
How interesting.
Yay, it's great job. I really love it. And what do you do?
Oh, I am a student. I have a part-time job too
Where do you work?
in a fast food restaurant.
Which restaurant?
Hamburger Heaven.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Now the conversation is pretty easy. I'm sure you guys have already understood. Any
Yes.
part that you have not understood over here?
No.
Okay, it's clear, right? But one rule that we need to understand over here, that is the pronunciation of the letter R. Okay. Now see.
Okay.
Now see. Whenever we speak, we have different kind of accents. We already know that. If you listen to me, I have a neutral accent. But if you listen to someone from America, he has an American accent. If you listen to someone from London, he will have a British accent. Correct? So we know that there are various accents that we have. Now, to have any kind of accent, it's not particularly necessary, but it is necessary that you have clear pronunciation. What I refer to is as neutral accent. The way I speak. Now, when you speak to me, do you understand if I'm a Maharashtrian, I'm a Gujarati, or I'm a South Indian? Any
No,
guesses?
No.
Any guesses?
no, no.
I'm a Maharashtrian. Okay. But when I speak in English, you do not understand that I'm a Maharashtrian. Correct? That is the accent that we need to achieve. Now, is it easy? No. But that is where practice comes into the picture. Now, when you listen to some people, we understand कि वो कौन से region से belong करते हैं. Correct? Why do we understand
Yes,
that? Because of their accent and because of
accent.
their mother tongue influence. Now, what do we mean by
Yes.
mother tongue influence? Mother tongue influence is nothing. Whenever our mother tongue, that is our native language, it has some kind of an influence when we try to speak in English. For example, if you are listening to someone from Maharashtra, they will be like, photography word को वो बोलेंगे photography. Correct? Now that is mother
Hmm.
tongue influence. Is it bad to have mother tongue influence? Not really. Okay, it's fine to have mother tongue influence, but it limits your opportunities. If you have mother tongue influence and if you're trying to work in an MNC, which where you will go and talk with global customers, the customers who are from various regions, then it becomes a big no. Okay, but if you're working in India, if you're talking to people who belong to India, who again are from various regions in India, then it's fine. We can understand each other. But it's good to have neutral accent, I would say. The clear pronunciations of English. Okay, जो actual pronunciations होते हैं हमारे. अभी ऑफ कोर्स हम सारे लेटर्स के एक एक करके हम प्रोनाउंसिएशंस देखेंगे ही आगे जाकर बट फॉर नाउ to reduce our mother tongue influence we are going to understand the usage of the letter r. Okay, because most of the times when we are speaking in English we stress a lot on the pronunciation of
And
r. For example, where do you work, Andrea? That's how most of us read this sentence. Where do you work, Andrea? Work हम वैसे stress करके बोलते हैं ना. So most of the times when we use are in the sentence or are in a word, I would say, it is silent. Okay, but वो कब silent होता है and कब silent नहीं होता है, ये rule हम देखने वाले हैं. Now read these two words quickly. Isha, you first.
Bread and
bread,
Hmm?
bread,
butter.
butter.
Okay, bread and butter. That is the actual pronunciation. Bread and butter. Now why?
bread and
ये रूल कैसे है वो हम पता करेंगे अभी. Okay. Now we all know what are vowels and we all know what are consonants. Vowels are the letters A, E, I,
E
O, U.
I
I
O
O.
U.
All these letters are vowels,
Okay.
correct? And all the other letters are consonants,
Consonant.
correct? Now, if we are using the letter R, okay, and if it comes at the
Hmm.
start of the word, for example, if I'm saying rat, rice, okay,
ठीक है.
and if the letter R comes after a consonant, then we will pronounce that R. That is the reason over here we say bread, over here we say rat. तो आर का प्रोनाउंसिएशन होगा जो हमारा नॉर्मल आर का प्रोनाउंसिएशन है. ओके, बट
Hmm.
इफ वी हैव द लेटर आर आफ्टर अ वावेल साउंड, ठीक है, कोई वावेल है हमारे वर्ड में एंड उसके बाद में अगर आर आ रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कार, कोट, तो ये हमारा जो आर है वो साइलेंट होगा. वी विल नॉट प्रोनाउंस दैट आर. एकदम स्लाइट प्रोनाउंसिएशन रहता है आर का, बट अभी के लिए हम ऐसे समझ लें कि वो साइलेंट है. ठीक है, so here
Hmm.
we will say coat, car,
The
learn, shorter,
short
store. Okay,
store.
so same way in this conversation I will say where do you work Andrea. अभी Andrea का R pronounce होगा क्यों, because D के बाद में आता है. Where do
Yes.
you work Andrea? I work at Thomas Cook Travel. Again R pronounce होगा but यहाँ पर silent है. I work. I will not say I work. I work. Oh really? What do you do there? I am a guide. I take people on tours to countries in South America like Peru.
Ew.
ठीक है, अभी देखो जितने रूल्स होते हैं ना, जैसे मैथ्स होता है ना हमारा, मैथ्स में नहीं
Yes.
बट इकोनॉमिक्स में, इफ यू गाइस नो, जितने रूल्स होते हैं ना उतने ही उसके एक्सेप्शंस भी होते हैं. मैथ्स में भी होते हैं थोड़े से, वैसे ही यहाँ पर भी हमारे रूल है तो एक्सेप्शन भी है. नाउ द वर्ड इंटरेस्टिंग वाला आप हमारा प्रोनाउंस होगा इंटरेस्टिंग. हाउ इंटरेस्टिंग. Yeah, it is a great job and I really love it. And what do you do? I am a student. I have a part-time job too. Where do you work? In a fast food restaurant. Which restaurant? Hamburger Heaven.
Um.
Hamburger Heaven. R पूरा silent है. Hamburger Heaven. ठीक है? This rule becomes important for us. Now let us quickly listen to these pronunciations first. While you're listening to the pronunciations, write down the rule also quickly. And फिर इसके बाद में हम सेम कॉन्वर्जेशन जो अभी हमने पढ़ा वो भी हम सुनेंगे. ठीक है? I'll play the audio. Pay attention.
We pronounce it.
rat, rice, pretty, strain, cry, story,
We do not pronounce it.
car, court, learn, shorter, store.
Okay? Clear? Yeah. Now, we'll not do this exercise. We'll quickly listen to the same conversation we just heard. We just looked at basically. We'll hear it. Okay?
Unit 2. What do you do? Page 9, Exercise 4, Conversation. Where do you work? Part A. Listen and practice.
Where do you work, Andrea?
I work at Thomas Cook Travel.
Oh, really? What do you do there?
I'm a guide. I take people on tours to countries in South America, like Peru.
How interesting.
Yeah, it's a great job. I really love it. And what do you do?
Oh, I'm a student. I have a part-time job, too,
Where do you work?
in a fast food restaurant.
Which restaurant?
Hamburger Heaven.
Okay? Easy? Very good. Did you
Yes,
focus on
ma'am.
the pronunciations? Okay, great. Now we'll listen to the second part of the conversation over here. Here we just have to listen. Okay? लिखा हुआ नहीं है conversation. One.
Unit
Here you will focus on the question, what does Jason do exactly and how does he like his job? मतलब वो exactly क्या करता है? हमें पता है कि वो रेस्टोरेंट में काम करता है, बट रेस्टोरेंट में बहुत सारे जॉब्स होते हैं, करेक्ट? वो रेस्टोरेंट में एग्जैक्टली क्या जॉब करता है एंड हाउ डज ही लाइक हिज जॉब, उसको इसका जॉब कैसा लगता है. ओके.
Page 9, Exercise 4, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What does Jason do exactly? How does he like his job?
What do you do exactly? Do you make hamburgers?
No, I don't. I'm a cashier. I just take orders.
And what's it like there? Do you like your job?
Sure, it's fun. And I get free hamburgers too.
Okay. What does Jason do exactly?
Cashier. He
Cashier.
is a cashier.
He is a cashier.
He is a cashier.
And how does he like his job?
He is love it.
He
He
loves it.
loves it.
He loves it. He gets free hamburgers too. Okay, great. Moving to the next part over here, we have simple present tense. But हम simple present tense का rule ना कल देखते हैं. Otherwise, my next class will get extended. Okay, I'll quickly explain the rule. You guys can write it down for homework. We have 5 minutes. So here we get started with our tenses. Okay. Now we know that tenses are important for us whenever we try to speak in English because tenses help us to frame the sentences according to the tense that we are talking. कि action अभी हो रहा है, कि action होके गया है, कि action होने वाला है. Correct. To talk about it, we need tenses. Now we have three main tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Correct? Now, we don't look at all the tenses together, we look at them one by one. Okay? And these tenses also have subtypes. Subtypes कौन से होते हैं हमारे? Simple tenses,
Simple
continuous tenses,
past.
simple tenses, continuous tenses, perfect tenses and perfect continuous tenses. ठीक है, एंड वो फिर हमारे पास्ट प्रेजेंट फ्यूचर के साथ में कंबाइन होते हैं एंड इन टोटल वी हैव 12 टेंसेस. ठीक है, थ्री मेन टाइप्स, फोर सब टाइप्स, मल्टीप्लाई किए तो कितने हो जाते हैं? 12. करेक्ट. So we have 12 tenses in total, but we don't look at them together. We look at them one by one to understand them in a better way. Okay. So the first tense that we get started with is simple present tense. Now, simple present tense is supposed to be the easiest tense, but we Indians do not use simple present tense to talk about many things. We use present continuous tense जब भी हमें बात करना रहता है. For example, I will say, as soon as I'm waking up, I'm drinking coffee. Now, this is an incorrect tense. Why? Because here I'm talking about a habitual action, a repeated
Action.
action. So I will say, as soon as I drink, as soon as I wake up, I drink coffee. It should not be in ing form.
Coffee.
It should be in normal sentence. That is our normal, regular verb. Okay. As soon as I wake up, I drink coffee. So if I'm talking about habits, if I'm talking about repeated actions, then I will use simple present tense. Also, if I am explaining someone's routine in a particular day, again I will use simple present tense. I will
Present
say,
tense.
on Sunday mornings, I get up at 5 o'clock, I take a cup of tea, and then go for a walk. At 8, I take my breakfast, then I go through my meal. Same way, if I'm talking about permanent truths or scientific facts. Permanent truths क्या होते हैं? Permanent truths are the things that we cannot change. For
You know.
example, universal truths भी बोलते हैं उसको. If I
Universal.
say sun rises from the east, it's a universal truth. Can I change that? No, not really.
No.
Okay, so I will use it in simple present tense. Same way, if I say water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, can I change that?
Hmm.
No, it
No.
boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So I will use simple present tense to talk about it. ठीक है. इट इज ऑल्सो यूज फॉर फ्यूचर, बट फ्यूचर का रूल थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, सो हम वो नहीं देखेंगे. अगेन इट नीड्स टू बी रिपीट एक्शन, बट वन टाइम इन फ्यूचर वी आर गोइंग टू डू दैट एक्शन, देन ओनली वी कैन यूज इट फॉर फ्यूचर. बट वी डोंट वांट टू कॉम्प्लिकेट दैट, वी जस्ट रिमेंबर थ्री रूल्स. दैट इज, अगर हमारा हैबिचुअल एक्शन है या फिर रिपीटेड एक्शन है तो हम सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस यूज करेंगे, एंड फिर परमानेंट ट्रुथ या फिर साइंटिफिक फैक्ट्स है तो हम यूज करेंगे सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस. Now, the main thing that we need to understand over here is the sentence structure. Okay. Now, the sentence structure is pretty easy. We use subject, verb, object. बट हम वर्ब के साथ में ना बहुत बार एस या फिर ई एस यूज करते हैं.
Yes,
तो वो
yes.
एस या फिर ई एस हम कब यूज करते हैं? ओनली व्हेन वी हैव
Singular
थर्ड
plural.
पर्सन, थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर,
Singular.
थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर. आई भी सिंगुलर है, वी लाइक यू भी सिंगुलर है, बट वो फर्स्ट पर्सन एंड सेकंड पर्सन. थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर जब है तब हम यूज करेंगे एस या फिर ई एस विद द वर्ब. ठीक है, तो आई विल से आई ड्रिंक कॉफी, यू ड्रिंक कॉफी, बट ईशा ड्रिंक्स कॉफी. ठीक है. एंड स्पेलिंग रूल के हिसाब से अगर कहीं पर हमारा ओ वाला एंडिंग आता है एग्जाम्पल, तो हम यूज करते हैं ई एस. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल डू एंड डज.
Yes,
I take bath at 8. You take bath at 8. She takes bath at 8. Okay. I
yes.
eat banana. You eat banana. She eats
She
banana.
eats.
ओके.
She
तो मेरा
is one.
थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर मैंने बताया था ना फर्स्ट थिंग, फर्स्ट यूनिट में कि थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर हमारा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. करेक्ट. सो थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर के साथ में हमारे रूल चेंज होते हैं. सेम वे डू एंड डज भी आता है. नाउ we know that whenever we are framing the sentences in negative, over here we use do not या फिर does not. Okay, so I will say I don't go to school every day, you don't go to school every day, he does not go to school every day. ठीक है. सेम वे अगर हमें yes and no questions बनाने हैं, we will start with do and does because do and does are the verbs that we are using in this sentence. So I will say, do you go to school every day? And does he go to school every day? And if I'm making my WH questions, then I will start with WH question word. When do you go to school every day? And when does she go to
He.
school every day? That is how I will frame the sentence. Okay, let us look at few more
Mm.
examples so that you have a better clarity. Now, see, first person, second person. First few sentences are in first person and second person. What do you do? I am a student. I have a part-time job too. Where do you work? I work at Hamburger Heaven. Where do you go to school? I go to the University of Texas. Okay, but third person में जैसे change होता है हमारा question structure change हो रहा है. What does Andrea do? She is a guide. She takes people on tours. Where does she work? She works at Thomas Cook Travel. How does she like it? She loves it. Again, remember question में जब हम does use कर रहे हैं या even when we are using does in negative sentences, हम verb के साथ में वापस s add नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. How does she like it? How does she likes it नहीं होगा. First thing, and if same way I'm using does in negative sentences, for example if I say she does not work at Thomas Cook Travel, so work के साथ में वापस s नहीं ऐड होगा क्योंकि वो does के साथ में ऑलरेडी हमने ऐड कर दिया है. अंडरस्टूड सुरेखा मैम? These were the mistakes.
Yes, yes, understood. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so make sure you follow this rule whenever you are speaking next time. Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
मैम
हाँ, बोलो.
वो बोलते टाइम ना याद नहीं रहता है, ऐसे रूल समझ में आ
Ah,
जाते
yes,
हैं,
yes.
बोलते टाइम हमेशा गलती होती है.
Correct. Now, I have told you the rule. Now you have to try implementing. Now, whenever you're speaking next time, you have to implement the same. What I'll do is I'll share the recording for today's class. तो उसमें से आप rules लिख लेना and उसके साथ में sentence structures भी लिख लेना along with this rule. ठीक है? Sentence structures ये हुए
Yes.
आपके, ये लिख लेना and then you will try to do this exercise. Okay, take a screenshot of
Okay.
this exercise right now. Uh, and you will try to do this exercise. Along with this exercise, you will also frame 10 sentences in simple present tense. Okay? Along with this
Okay.
exercise, Surekha ma'am, you will write 10 sentences in simple present tense, 10 sentences in
Okay.
positive, 10 sentences in negative, 10 sentences in yes and no question, 10 sentences in WH question.
Yes, yes, I will.
ठीक है.
Yes, I will.
एंड डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स, कुछ होंगे फर्स्ट पर्सन में, कुछ होंगे सेकंड पर्सन में, कुछ होंगे थर्ड पर्सन में. ठीक है. थर्ड
Yes.
पर्सन सिंगुलर एंड थर्ड पर्सन प्लूरल. व्हेन यू मेक क्वेश्चंस ट्राई टू आंसर दोस क्वेश्चंस आल्सो, दैट वुड आल्सो वर्क. ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
जितने ज्यादा
Yeah.
सेंटेंस 10 मैंने बोले बट उससे ज्यादा भी आप लोग बना सकते हो. आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम.
Yes, ma'am.
आफ्टर राइटिंग जस्ट शेयर द आंसर्स विद मी. ओके,
Correct.
दैट्स योर होमवर्क. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. We'll stop
Yes,
over
ma'am.
here for today. We will continue tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am.
you.
Bye.
No problem. Have a great day.